it's interesting, and I think it's important that we listen to people on the national level as we grapple with, not only the successes that we've achieved in New Jersey, but we think about, I think what Van said, the 2.4 million people that are in prison today, the people that are on probation, the people that are on parole. And also the fact that overwhelmingly 96% of these individuals are going to come home. They're going to come back into their community. So the importance of education and training. And so the next, and I see a lot of dear friends on, Senator Poe, and I see Joe Cryan, I see Senator Cunningham, and Yvonne. And so, Senate President's joined with us. I'll say his green tie is a little late. St. Patrick's is come and gone, but it's always good.
It's for Joe Cryan.
Oh, it's for Joe Cryan.
Thank you,
exactly.
Steve. I appreciate
No,
it.
he doesn't understand, Joe. He doesn't understand.
So, Troy, and so the great Larry Lusberg, and so I just wanted to. So there are a lot of people that are coming on here, and I just wanted the Senate President to know I used his name in vain when I had Chris Christie and Reverend Al, and we were talking about budgets. But somebody who's really special, and Larry's going to introduce, and I can't thank Senator Cunningham enough, and Joe and Nellie for all that she does, juvenile, and Vaughn for women, and Troy on training and certification, and the Senate President on being our cornerstone. But James is here, and James is really special to me. And James, 30 seconds before I get in trouble with Larry Lusberg. James, tell your story, 30 seconds, and then I'm going to jump to Larry.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is James Brown.
And he's blessed.
Yes, my story is that I've been addicted to heroin, cocaine, pills for the past 40 years of my life. I've been in and out of prison since I was 12 years old, starting from Jamesburg, left Northern State Prison 2019. And I heard about this corny program called Reentry. But I went inside to check it out anyway, and it has truly been a blessing to me since the day I arrived and I graduated. I come in and out of Reentry all the time to share, hope and strength and encouragement that you can make it out, because I made it out after 40 years. I did it through the blood of Jesus Christ and the program of Jim McGreevy. I really respect the program. One out of 500 that I've been in, none of them never helped me the way Reentry has helped me, and I appreciate it. I appreciate it.
Well, James, thank you. And Ileana, and one of our favorite. So, by the way, I want the Senate President to know that I literally have a memo from Reverend Flores, who's my boss, saying, stop saying so often. So in any event, we all have a higher power we answer to. So, ladies and gentlemen, I just want to say thank you to Senator Singleton, Senator Cunningham, Senator Cryan, Senator Poe, Assemblyman Lopez, Chairwoman Ileana Pinto-Marin. I have to be very nice to her because she's good with the Portuguese, and with my daughter, I have to clean up my act. And to our dear friend, Senate President Steve Sweeney, who's always there, and particularly to James. A member of our board, Larry Lusberg, he's like, I know when I'm in the room, he's the smartest guy, and he fights the good fight. The greatest is that we know when Senator Cunningham and I and Larry have lunch, we all know that Larry's going to pick up the tab. And so I just want to introduce a dear friend, a fighter, somebody who believes irrevocably in second chances, the great Larry Lusberg. And I'm off. Hey, Speaker.
How are you?
Hey, thank you.
My pleasure there.
Hailing from Woodbridge,
Governor.
the sacred soil, the New Jerusalem. All right, you're on with Larry Lusberg. I'm getting off before I get thrown off.
Hey, everybody. Greg.
Hi, everybody. It's great to be back with you again. I can't wait for this to be live next year when, I can hug all my friends and we can really experience being together. But for now, this will have to do. I've done this for 5 or 6 years, this program with Governor McGreevey, and I typically start off by talking a little bit about what has been accomplished on the legislative front since the last time we met. And one of the reasons I do that is because you all who are watching this are seeing a number of legislators, of politicians, but people who really get things done. Because last time a number of these people, I'm looking at them, were with us. And between then and now, so much has been accomplished. This doesn't mean that there's not more to do. There's more to do that's pending. And we'll talk to Senator Singleton about that, for example, as we go along. But really what this is a celebration of is the incredible job that the people that you see on this screen have done to affect real criminal justice reform. What I'm going to do just really briefly now is give you just a little sense of what that reform has been over the past couple of years since last we met, since we didn't have this last year. And then to talk to the people, give each of them a chance to talk about why they did what they did and what we can see for the future. So let me just map out a couple of things that have happened since last time we were together. So Senate President Sweeney appointed a Reentry Services Commission, among others. I think Speaker Coughlin, you had pointed some people to that as well. We issued a report in October 2019, which sadly was a few months after our the last time we all got together. That report talked about healthcare and addiction treatment and licensing and welfare and education and housing and homelessness, and made recommendations for reforms. And it is an extraordinary thing to look at that report, which is, a lot of reports we all know that are done by commissions gather dust. But this is a report that was taken seriously by our legislature, which acted on almost every single item. And those that haven't been acted on are in some manner pending. Let me talk about some of the legislative triumphs. I'm going to do them somewhat in chronological order. So in December of 2019, just a couple of months after that report, the famous Cunningham cleanser was enacted. This was the massive reform to our expungement program in New Jersey. Expungement, which has been so difficult for so many to achieve because of logistical problems, but more than that, was so limited in effect. And so Senator Cunningham's bill, and I believe it was, I should say, Senate President Sweeney co-sponsored that as well, was passed in December 2019. It became effective in June 2020. And a number of us are now hard at work on a commission to figure out how to implement those aspects of it that will result in the automatic expungement of entire criminal records of people, not just one step at a time, but you can wipe the slate clean. That's why it's called the Cunningham cleanser. It'll happen automatically if you have 10 years crime-free. Pretty amazing. But even for those crimes that are not part of the cleanser, what that bill did was it shortened the time before people can seek expungement. It expanded the numbers of cases where expungement would be possible, particularly in cases of marijuana offenses. It generally made real our belief in New Jersey that people should get second chances. Shortly after that, the Dignity Act was passed. And we'll talk to Assemblywoman Lopez about that in particular. And I think you all know probably a good deal about the Dignity Act, which has so much to do with the issues of trauma that are the centerpiece of this program here today, and treating people who are in prison, particularly pregnant women, primary caretakers, and so forth, with the dignity that they deserve, and at the same time giving them a chance at real reentry. So we'll be, I think, talking to Assemblywoman Lopez about that. And this is, again, after our last conference. In January 2020, the legislature enacted the Earn Your Way Out Act. Again, this was co-sponsored by Senator Cunningham, Senator Ruiz, who couldn't be with us today, and Senator Poe, who is with us. We're very honored to have her here this year. That bill required a reentry plan for every DOC inmate. and established a division of reentry and rehabilitative services and streamlined our administrative parole process for nonviolent felons. It's still in the process of working its way out, but this is potentially amazing legislation that the people in front of you made a reality, really all of them. On July 1st, 2020, so fast forwarding just a little bit, the first reentry bill was enacted, was signed by the governor. This was sponsored in the Senate by Senator Sweeney, Senator Cunningham, Senator Poe, all of whom are with us today, and in the Assembly by, among others, my friend Ileana Pinter-Marin, and it is a very important provision. There are now efforts, as we'll talk about in a sec, that go further with it, but what it does is it requires that when a person is released, it facilitates their possible reentry. They have to get photo identification,